Hi, good morning. Happy PA Day Friday, everyone. Just sending a bookend video for you all. This week, we have worked pretty hard on really cementing our day as a group and learning to work better collaboratively and respecting each other's space with our bodies and with our words. We had a couple instances this week where others' opinions were not always valued, so we really had to put some effort in and make sure that this was a space for everyone, and we'll continue to grow and build off of that. Something that we started this week, now that we are officially a class and reorg is over. Once upon a time, I won a trophy, and it's a really fun, long story how it came back to me. However, each month we have a learner profile attribute winner, but every week we are going to give this trophy out to a student who exemplifies all of the learner profile attributes, but also really speaks to and demonstrates to their fullest abilities the classroom rules. And we really just had four, and it's be safe, having fun, try your best, and respect, period. So whether that means respect yourself, respect your peers, respect your teachers, respect the classroom, respect the school community. Generically, we just called it respect, period, and that was sort of an umbrella statement for so much more. And when we were coming up with that rule as a group, I was really pumped that they didn't speak specifically to the teacher first. And I was really happy that they came up with learning to respect yourself, or evolving in this idea of respecting themselves first and their peers. Being an adult, sure, respect is something that I enjoy to receive. But it is really important for me to see them respect themselves and respect their peers. So I do really enjoy that aspect of the rule that they came up with, or the definition, because the idea was I had given them the umbrella of respect, and then they kind of trickled down. So this past week we had two winners, one in grade 4, one in grade 5. It doesn't always going to have to be a 4 and a 5. It's the student that stands out the most each week. And they get to hold the trophy for the week. It's quite large. It doesn't really even fit on their desks. I guess I could show you if you take 1 second here. I can actually go grab it. It's quite big. Yeah, it's actually kind of fun. And so the rule is, if you win it, you can take it anywhere in the school with you, minus the bathroom, because I think that's kind of gross. So, for example, one of the winners yesterday took it to the water fountain, and I think that's fun. And it really just sort of symbolizes the fact that that individual has worked really, really hard at being the best version of him or herself in the classroom, outside, on the playground, and so on and so forth. So we're going to do that, and I think it's a fun way to wrap up the week. It's something for students to work towards every week. I'm going to be straight with you, and I'll be honest. Things are not always a participation medal. Not everyone's going to win a trophy, and not everyone's going to win a learner profile attribute. And realistically, there's a chance that some students may win too. For example, if they qualify for it, if they're the most deserving recipients, then especially understanding the principles of IB of fair and unfair. We have 25 students. Mathematically, not everyone can even win one anyways. I think we give out 2 a month, and there's 10 months. That's 20 winners. If people were to win, different people were to win. So I do want to be open and honest about that. I know that that's not always a shared philosophy for everyone. But I do want to be as open now in September as possible, that some students may qualify and some students may deserve multiple awards, and that's okay. Mathematically, we were working on place value this week. We try to do a different game every week, or every morning, sorry, just to sort of introduce them. So for math and language, we're doing different games. On Friday, sort of as a mini quiz as to what we've learned all week, we're playing Jeopardy. So I've created a Jeopardy PowerPoint, and all I have to do is change the question, change the answers. So yesterday was on place value. So it's like we had ones, tens, hundreds, and 10,000s. I skipped the thousands. And then I have the fifth category, is a question mark. And so I more or less give them an answer, and then they have to give me a question. So as opposed to saying, you know, what's in the tens column, I say, give me a number where 3 is in the hundreds column. So they get to create their own answer. They could give you the number 300, or they could give you the number 54,392. Both answers qualify as correct. And so that's the other column, and it really gives them an open landscape to be creative within math and have a lot of fun. So math, that's what we're working on. Orally, we are working on paragraph writing, but we're also working on the idea that one word carries a lot of weight. And so, for example, on Wednesday, I showed them various pictures, and we're going to do this every Wednesday morning, and they had to give me a different word. So if there's 25 students in here, one picture, and they had to use one word that qualified and described that picture. And they got 3 strikes as a class. So if somebody duplicated it and they weren't listening, a word, that's strike 1. Again, if somebody did it a second time, strike 3. Strike 3 means we get a new picture and we have to start all over again. So the goal is here listening, but also that language matters. And it's really speaking to the fact that being descriptive is important, both orally and from a written perspective. And then on Thursday, they got yesterday 4 pictures, and they had to create a story. You could write a story about one of the pictures, or you could combine all 4. There's this fun random picture generator that I use, so I don't even know what pictures they're getting. It's a really exciting thing. It is safe. We have pictures on dogs, cats, cars. What are some of the other categories? National parks is another one. That one was really cool. Yesterday's pictures were a mask on a tree, a basketball net with the moon sort of looking like a basketball, things like that. And it's just being creative, having fun, and using and learning to use your brain. And it's not always about what is in front of you, but what you can imagine from that. So having a lot of fun with using and continuing to create creativity and curiosity as students. Next week, we are actually getting into, we did start a little bit of it, our units of inquiry. Grade 5s are going to be talking about the body systems, and the unit for grade 4s speaks about emotions. So for example, they started that this week. So they started talking about respiratory systems within their own groups. They didn't necessarily know all the words, and so that's what we're going to be building on. But they got to have conversations, and they got a giant piece of paper, and they started to kind of brainstorm what parts of the body work together, so on and so forth. And the grade 4s were talking about emotions and what colors do they represent, what do they look like, how do you feel, what words can be associated, synonyms, so on and so forth. So that was really great. And that's kind of where we're going in the social science/IB area. And that's going to be a lot of fun. Math, we're sticking with place value, looking at it from a few different ways. And writing, we're going to be continuing there with paragraphs and such. Start of October, we're going to be starting a book called Thirst. It's about a girl. It's a part of a program called Global Read Aloud. So kids this age all across the world are reading the same book at the same time. The goal here is multiple fold. One, we're reading a book that has an author who does not just meet my profile. Historically, a lot of authors have been white. And so this is written by a lady from India. And it is about a girl who grows up and their value of water. And we'll just put it that way. And I think that we can have so many important life conversations on how we take water for granted here in North America, specifically in Canada. We own 20% of the world's fresh water. and there's 191 countries. The math is definitely in our favor. And so we can have, I've already contacted some teachers in Canada, looking to connect with some teachers internationally so that we can have as many perspectives as possible. So that's going to be a lot of fun. That starts in October. And again, it's called the Global Read Aloud. So we're getting ready and starting and kind of hitting the ground running with a lot of reading. I am doing reading assessments with the grade fours starting. I didn't get to too many this week, just with the changes, trying to let students acclimatize to being in a new environment. So we'll pick up on that next week again. This has been a rather long video. I apologize. I do love to give you as much information as I can. I've received some nice feedback about how this has helped with being able to communicate with your children. I am also attaching a picture of our schedule. This is open to change at any point. Things that are structured or scheduled are French and gym, but things like math and language and social, those can change at any given time. This is not this is not set. I can change them. For the first 2 weeks, we did math in the morning. I didn't really like how that looked. I didn't like how it felt in here. So I've changed that to language, and I liked how that worked for us better this week. So we'll probably be keeping language first thing in the morning. It felt better. I felt like the students were more productive and reactive to what was going on. So I think that's going to be beneficial for us. Which is really important. And at the end of the day, it's not necessarily what works best for me, but what works best for them. And this is a change that I've noticed. So really excited about that change because I saw some positives this week as well. So anyways, that's going to be a picture attached to this thread to all families. And so I do apologize for the length and the lack of shortness or brevity on this, but lots of important things. And again, we had 2 winners for this trophy, and I can tell you who they are. Every week, I'm going to take a picture of them, and I'm going to create a slideshow at the end of the year of all of our winners, for example. So that's going to be exciting stuff as well. So Julian and Mahira were our winners this week because they demonstrated our classroom rules and our IB learner profile attributes. So congratulations to them. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. Thank you so much, and take care. Bye now.